man. You know me, how I'm rockin', man. I gotta keep my shit in order. Tryna cop that house, man. The one to sit up on the water. You know me, how I'm rockin', man. I gotta keep my shit in order. Tryna cop that house, man. The one to sit up on the water. You know how I'm rockin', man. I gotta keep my shit in order.
Yo, welcome back to another day of people. Man, can I please get y'all to hit that thumbs up button and bang on that bell for me and subscribe to my channel. Check it out.
First, the parents whose sons allegedly tried to kill them speaking out for the first time this morning since that brutal attack.
Right there, Yvonne and Zachary Irvin saying forgiveness is in their hearts, even as they recover from the brutal attack. And ABC's Mara Schiavcampo is here with all of the details. Good morning, Mara.
Paula, good morning. Those parents still haven't even fully healed from the attack, still bearing the wounds, but they're saying they love and forgive their sons, and they're asking the world to do the same. This as the two brothers face very serious charges.
Those were not our boys that did that to us. We did not raise our boys that way.
This morning, a message of forgiveness from these parents after surviving an unthinkable assault.
But we forgive our sons, we love them unconditionally, and we had to make sure that they understand that.
Yvonne and Zachary Irving speaking publicly for the first time after their two sons allegedly tried to kill them earlier this month.
Please send someone to the house. My children are trying to kill me.
Yvonne Irvin calling 911, her desperate plea after her sons, 17-year-old Cameron and 22-year-old Christopher, supposedly attacked her and her husband Zachary. The two young men now behind bars without bond.
They're trying to strangle us and shoot us, and they put Xanax in our food.
Police arriving at the scene moments later. Investigators reporting the brothers tried to drug their parents and blow up their home in this affluent Atlanta area suburb. Both parents surviving with severe injuries. A police report saying Cameron, upset after the attempt, telling the officers, "I tried to kill my parents." Who does that?
We understand there are consequences for what they did. They understand that, but we're just praying that the world forgives them in the same way that we forgive them.
Now, the marks from Yvonne's bruises still present on her face, telling our Atlanta affiliate WSB that despite the near-deadly consequences, she, Zachary, and their two sons are doing better.
We're healing both mentally and physically.
It's all for the glory of God.
Well, those brothers have been charged with aggravated assault with a deadly weapon and arson in the first degree. In new documents obtained by our affiliate, one of the brothers said he'd been planning the attack since he was 11 years old.
You know, unconditional love, the parents may forgive, but definitely facing some real consequences from the law.
And the 17-year-old facing charges as an adult.
All right. Thank you, Mara.
See, I can relate to this kind of story. Now, I ain't gonna throw my mama and my father under the bus or nothing like that, but I know how it be. If your mom and your dad don't attend church, and even if they do attend church, they gotta be careful, because that devil, he be out to get you. He be out to get your whole family. They say the devil attack you through the people you love. You see what I'm saying? Now, if the mama and the dad would have been wise, had knowledge, wisdom, and understanding, and was educated on the devil, then I believe they would have carried themselves way better than they did. You see what I'm saying? Look, the devil just wants to kill, steal, and destroy everything, even your kids. Y'all see, even the kids trying to destroy their parents, kill them. God wasn't nowhere in that home. God wasn't nowhere near them because they didn't keep contact with God at all. Think about what I'm saying now. Alright, check it out.
County 911, what's the location of the emergency? Yes, please send someone to not housing my children. Are trying to kill me.
On the morning of September 5th, 2015 in Gwinnett County, Georgia, a confused and desperate mother calls 911. She begs the dispatcher to quickly send the police to her home to save her from her own children.
They've attacked me and my husband. They drugged us with Xanax. And they've attacked us. And they're trying to kill us. Please hurry. Sit down the phone with me, okay? Please.
The caller, Yvonne Irvin, tells the emergency dispatcher that she overheard her two sons, ages 22 and 17, talking about Xanax, the drug she assumes they slipped into her husband's food or drinks the night before. As Yvonne wakes up from her heavy drug-induced sleep, injured and struggling to breathe, she hides in her room and makes a life-saving phone call to the Gwinnett County Police. Meanwhile, her husband Zachary attempts to distract their children and get the neighbors' attention by entering the garage and honking the car horn.
They're trying to attack my husband. I don't know. Do you hear what's going on? They have a shotgun. We have a shotgun and a pistol in the house, and I can't find my pistol, so I'm assuming they've taken it, and they have his shotgun.
Yvonne tells the dispatcher that the boys are armed. They've already beaten both of their parents and stabbed their father multiple times. As the dispatcher asks Yvonne questions in an attempt to keep her calm, the worried mother continues to beg for rapid assistance.
So I don't know if they're going to plan on shooting him or not, but please hurry, please. They strangled me and beat me.
It's a situation which no parent likely ever imagines they'll be in. Injured, drugged, and unsure why their own children have executed such a brutal attack against them.
So I don't know what's going on. Say it again, ma'am. I can't hear you. I said I don't know why they've done this. I really don't. I guess they assume they want the insurance money. I'm not sure.
Then suddenly, the call takes a turn.
I just heard them say, "Where did Mom go?" They headed upstairs now.
1 second passes, then the sound of a struggle.
Hello? The police are on their way. It's on their way. Hello? Hello, Yvonne? Hello? Hello, Miss Yvonne? Hello?
The call ends after nearly 30 seconds of silence from Yvonne's end. Luckily, police are already on their way to the Irvin family's upscale neighborhood. When officers arrive on the scene, however, the home smells like gas. There are burn marks on the carpet, damage to the family's car, and blood in the garage. The father, Zachary, is found severely injured and fighting for his life, while Yvonne Irvin has collapsed on the side of her bed. Police find the two brothers still at the scene. One is in the garage, and the other is lying on the floor upstairs in the bathroom.
Their names are Chris and Cameron Irvin. Their name are what? Chris and Cameron Irvin.
Once in custody, detectives separate the brothers, and their demeanors are entirely different. The oldest, Chris, appears stressed, but not distraught. He keeps his head down as he waits for the detectives to enter the gray, windowless room. Cameron, only 17 years old, is inconsolable. Detectives start with Chris.
Tell me what happened this morning.
I'm not really sure. I remember it smelled like gas in the house. That's it. I'm not really sure.
Detectives start with Chris.
Tell me what happened this morning.
I'm not really sure. I remember it smelled like gas in the house. That's it. I woke up, it smelled like gasoline.
What'd you do after you smelled that? You remember what happened after that? What happened to your face right there?
I got hit with a gun.
Well, who did that?
But I have no idea.
Chris doesn't seem to be open to talking just yet, so investigators try a different approach. They begin to go backward in time, creating some distance between Chris and the event that landed him in the interrogation room. Detectives ask Chris questions about high school, playing football at the University of Charleston, and the colleges he's attended. He also describes his time in the Army. For now, Chris seems like a normal 22-year-old young man. In another room, Chris's younger brother Cameron is struggling to keep it together. For several minutes, Cameron can be seen rocking back and forth, trying to soothe his high emotions. At one point, he literally collapses on the ground. Soon, police enter and ask Cameron to get up. While Chris is speaking freely and looking more relaxed, Cameron is in turmoil. The sight of his father's blood on his hands and his memories of the attack he committed that morning are too much for him to bear. If the brothers thought out and executed the attack together, why does Cameron appear so distressed? As investigators begin questioning Chris about his personal life, he reveals a few possible motives to the police.
Do you have a girlfriend or anything?
No, sir.
No girlfriend? No. So you moved back home a month ago, a couple weeks ago?
In this line of questioning, the investigator begins moving closer and closer to the day of the attack.
Yes, sir.
A month ago, maybe?
Yes, sir.
Get your own. Is it the same house that you grew up in, basically?
Yes, sir.
Well, tell me about your family, your parents. You always get along with them?
No, sir.
No. Anything in particular? Like, were they strict or anything about your parents? Like your mom, was she a stay-at-home mom or she worked too?
She worked too.
What kind of work did she do?
Computer programming.
35 minutes into the interrogation, Chris mentions his younger brother Cameron for the first time.
When you were growing up, did you ever get in trouble or anything? With them? Like running away or anything?
No, my brother ran away though.
Your brother did? Were they abusive or anything towards you guys? I mean, any kind of way when you were younger?
Chris hesitates before answering.
I was the one that was like always just, I guess, kind of took everything.
Chris describes his younger brother as the more sensitive, vulnerable sibling.
He, on the other hand, is, I would say, a little bit more fragile. And I don't know, one time him and my dad got into an argument. My dad slapped him right in the face. And I mean, he slapped me before too, so it didn't really bother me. But my brother slapped him right back, and all hell broke loose, and then he ended up running away. I had to call my friends to help me find him, and the police had to find him and escort him home.
In his story, Chris is clearly his brother's protector. As the interrogation continues, he details his parents' actions, which allegedly created hostility in their home.
That was probably my freshman or sophomore year in college. So about 2 years ago. He was in high school already, my brother. But ever since then, it's just, our house is weird. My dad, he was pissed when I decided to not play football anymore. Or, it really wasn't my fault, but whatever. So ever since then, like, I don't know, communication is just weird.
Well, that's what I want to get to. I know it's never what it looks like. It never is. Just because of what happened. Unfortunately, in our line of work, you get so cynical to where it's helpful because you know not to believe the first thing that you hear and to look further. And that's what we want to do. And I can tell that there's more going on here than what it appears. But we don't have any way to know other than if you tell us. And if we have the whole picture, it makes everything more understandable to everyone, because everyone's going to draw conclusions right away just from what they see, and that's wrong. But that's what people do. We're not going to, because, like I said, unfortunately, we see it so often. We know that the first thing we see is not it. Clearly, we can hear your brother. He's very upset. And I hope to God when we go in and talk to there that he will tell us the full story. And that's what I want. That's what we want. We don't want to have anything happen that doesn't need to. And we're going to do a full investigation. We're going to check everything. We're going to check like cell phones, and we're going to check records and everything. But if you can give us some guidance from the beginning of exactly what happened, the courts, the district attorney, everybody takes that fully into consideration, because it can't be what it just looks like, because that doesn't make any sense. If you would just help us understand the whole picture. That's all we want.
Have you ever, I think, collectively, all me and him have ever wanted is just like their approval.
I understand that.
Until I went to college, I did everything that my dad wanted me to do because we didn't have a relationship. We did it outside of football. That was it. I mean, when I got to college, I realized, I don't even like football like that. I don't want to be at a school. I'm just here because my dad wanted me to play football. I decided that, okay, I don't want to be in Charleston anymore. It's 7, and I don't know if you're thinking about Charleston, South Carolina, because a lot of people get that misconstrued, but it's Charleston, West Virginia, which is like 8 hours away.
Yeah, I thought South Carolina.
It's like 8 hours away. I was going to school, working, playing football, and I was just stressed. So I was like, I can't do that.
Were you paying for college too?
Yes, sir. I would have panic attacks. It would be days where I couldn't sleep because you're up 3 days in a row trying to get all your work done. I have 4.0.
You have 4.0?
What was your major?
Political science.
Yeah.
It's not an easy course.
That's a lot.
And the reason why I left and went to Valdosta was because they were going to offer me more scholarship money to where I wouldn't have to work. My dad didn't want me to leave Charleston. But I was like, I can't do this anymore. I can't. And then when the scholarship with Valdosta fell through, I had hope, so like school was still paid for, but I mean, I wasn't playing football anymore. And like I said, that was really kind of the only thing we connected on. He literally, the whole summer I came home from Charleston before I went down to Valdosta, he did not talk to me. Every time he looked at me, it was like, get out of my face, like, why are you here?
How long ago was that?
That's 2 years ago. 3, 4 years. That was my freshman year. I don't know how long ago my freshman year was. 3, 4 years ago.
Has it been that cold since then?
Yeah. So I ended up, like I said, I was at Valdosta. The relationship really did improve.
Were you playing football at Valdosta without the scholarship?
Just going to school. Just going to school. Yeah. Just had an academic scholarship.
And that probably made him. Was he pissed off about that?
Yeah, they were pissed. They were pissed, but I mean, they offered to pay for school or for whatever part that Hope didn't cover, and I worked and paid for everything else. And then I transferred to Georgia State. Just because as a political science major, it's more opportunity in Atlanta for future law students than in Valdosta. There's no.
Oh yeah.
The interrogator goes on to ask Chris whether his relationship with his dad improved after he transferred schools, and if he still wanted his sons to play football. Zachary, who played football in college himself, was apparently disappointed in his son's decision.
Like, he was upset with my brother. My brother was in the band. He really didn't like that. He was like, you know, he'd make fun of him, didn't want to go to his performances, type things like that. You know,
you would make fun of him too?
Yeah. So, come back home, Georgia State is a little bit more expensive. My parents, by no means are they rich. By no means do they have, you know, all of the, in college you meet a lot of people with a lot more than you.
Yeah.
And that's okay with me. I have friends with trust funds and, like, you know, and their parents have secretaries and they drive brand new Maseratis and stuff like that. And that's cool. But my parents don't have that. They do have, but they've showed me how to do a budget. They've showed me how to work with their budget, you know? Mm-hmm. And when I first went to Georgia State, they told me we will pay X amount of money for your school. You have to figure the rest out. That's fine. That's what I did. Then it cut back to, last year I think they gave me $500 for school. Georgia State's like $11,000 a year. So I had to take out a bigger loan. And then they claim me on the taxes like they paid for it. They claimed the whole amount, which blows me. I had a car, but they told me that if, like, when he graduated, I was gonna have to take on my car payments. Well, car payments on a brand new 2014 car, I can't make that and pay for school and pay for insurance and pay for my phone bill and pay for...
So far, Chris has told investigators 3 factors that could have played into the motive for the attack. First, Chris may have felt that his brother needed his protection. Second, Chris felt he wasn't enough for his parents. In seeking their approval, he reveals that he often found himself on the receiving end of his father's disappointment. Third, Chris was under an enormous amount of stress. Between work, school, and football, he simply couldn't keep up. Chris then reveals to investigators that the main cause for his stress at school was money.
I can't make that and pay for school and pay for insurance and pay for my phone bill.
Chris's frustration over money aligns with the motive that Yvonne suggested in her 911 call.
So I don't know what's going on. Say it again, ma'am. I can't hardly hear you. I said I don't know why they've done this. I really don't. I guess they assume they want the insurance money. I'm not sure.
Did the brothers want to kill their parents for insurance money? If so, detectives need to know if Cameron was under the same financial stressors as his older brother, or if it was solely Chris's financial needs that allegedly motivated the attack.
And while I've been gone, I was talking to my brother. He said, you know, their relationship has gotten progressively worse since I've been gone. And it's like times where we all live in the same house, but we won't see each other or talk to each other for days at a time. Like, if they go out of town, my mom texted my brother that she was leaving to go out of town. Like, I mean, well, that's cool, but if we all live together
in the same house,
and
she
a text message,
we're going out of town. That's pretty cool.
And he's 17. Well, I mean, he's graduated from high school, but
17. Man, you're still a kid, and your mom texts you that she's leaving.
I mean, I don't know.
Is he a senior?
He just graduated. He was supposed to be going to the Navy in January.
In just a few months, Cameron would be following in his older brother's footsteps by leaving home to join the military. However, Cameron doesn't express the same financial concerns as his brother. The 17-year-old tells his story from a more emotional place.
Do you feel like talking to us? Because your brother was very honest with us, and we know a lot has gone on. And we talked to him about your parents and forgiveness. how things have been at your home. And we wanted to give you an opportunity to just tell us whatever you want to tell us. And just so you know, when you came here, your parents were okay. I mean, your father's been in the hospital for a while. But when we came in here, he was doing okay. I mean, I'm sure he could be better. But that's what your brother went a long way to explaining. And he wants to see you again. And we're gonna let you see each other. That should make you feel, does that make you feel a little bit better? I think it does. He told us about growing up at your house from his perspective. Is there anything you want to tell us about that?
Growing up at my house. Sometimes it was easy, sometimes it was very hard.
Why is that?
I mean, I know I get out of control sometimes, and
He told us he felt like your dad never treated you very well because you didn't play football. Did you feel like that?
Played football when I was younger. When I quit, he acted like he didn't want me to be the side anymore. And then finally, my freshman year, I got back on the team. I hated it so much, but I mean, I'm happy. I wouldn't even come to the game sometimes.
He told us one thing. He said that once your family was going out, your parents were going out of town, and they sent you a text to tell you.
Yeah.
How'd that make you feel? I knew how it made me feel when I heard it. Is that kind of symbolic of the way things were?
Yeah. Have you ever heard the song Super Rich Kids by Frank Ocean?
I haven't. No.
Super rich kids. Too many bottles of wine they can't pronounce. Too many white lies and white lines. Super rich kids with nothing but fake friends. Super rich kids. That's what my life was. I saw my parents 3 times a week if I was lucky. They're always gone. When I do see them, sometimes they're excited to see me, but sometimes they're just mean. I don't know why. I'm trying. They wanted me to get out the house. They wanted me to do something and enlist for the Navy. Just wasn't supposed to happen.
He told us that y'all turned the gas on last night and it just didn't work.
He told you we did it?
No, he just kind of said the gas. He was kind of vague, but that the gas was turned on and put candles out.
By placing emphasis on the word we, Cameron implies one brother may have played a smaller role in the crime than the other. Unbeknownst to Cameron, Chris has already told the detectives they committed the crimes together.
We are going to let you see your brother today. Just, can you tell us what happened?
Honestly, we just wanted to blow the house up. To start over the house, or missing so many bad things.
Mm-hmm.
Blow the house up and start over, but it didn't work. We waited all night and it didn't work. And then we were like, well, the whole house smells like gasoline. And there's candles that kind of burn the carpet in certain places.
Mm-hmm.
How are we going to explain this? And then it was like, Well, it's too late now.
Chris details the events leading up to the night of the attack against his parents. Throughout his confession, Chris uses the word "we," implicating both himself and his younger brother. Tyler Perry's TV show, The Haves and the Have-Nots, is mentioned as allegedly having been a motivator in his decision to try and burn down his family home.
What are you doing?
Watching the house burn down.
It's my parents' favorite show.
Really?
It's their favorite show. They watch it every Tuesday. Like, they sit together. They come home early on Tuesday so they can watch this show. And I was like, Cameron, they watch The Haves and the Have-Nots, bro. They're gonna know we tried to burn down the house.
And your brother's very upset and emotional. I can hear him. Do you think if you go in there and maybe give him a hug and stuff, talk to him for a few minutes, that will be helpful?
Yes, sir.
So I think we can do that. If you could just kind of tell us real quick what happened this morning after it didn't work out in the gun thing. Did they just start?
After it didn't work out, we were gonna go up there and tell them that somebody broke into the house and we needed to get out. But then that didn't seem like a very believable idea. So we were like, we kind of already started this. We gotta finish it. We thought asphyxiation would work. And it didn't. And then we kind of started fighting. I mean, but then when you fight your parents, I mean, I don't think anybody
imagines that. Thank you for telling us what happened. I know it seems really bad right now. But things are going to work out. We'll talk to your parents. Do you want to talk to your, like I said, your brother?
Before the detectives allow the brothers to reunite, they want to hear Cameron's side of the story. Soon, they find that Cameron shows a strong allegiance to his older brother, but the story he paints is dramatically different.
Last night, me and my parents got into it. And me and my dad kind of like both got these horrible tempers. And we got into it and something just snapped. Tried to suffocate him. Tried to kill him. Dad.
Cameron blames himself for the attack, leaving his older brother out almost entirely.
Was the bed.
So is that not right, what your brother said? Y'all started fighting last night?
My dad got into it. Chris tried to calm me down. He's always trying to separate us. He's the most calm, level-headed one. I tried to sleep it off, but I couldn't. It was like, I don't know, it's like my body was moving on my own, but I was just watching the ride. I grabbed the gun. He tried to take it from me, hit him in the eye.
Your brother or your dad?
My brother.
So what was with the gas and the candles?
I figured if I was gonna kill him, I might as well
well just cover the evidence. So I turned on the gas, tried to light candles, packed a bag. Came back inside. Where's mom? Where's mom? Looking around. My dad's still on the floor. She's upstairs on the phone. And tackled her. Like the phone. Joker.
Tell us their favorite show was The Have and Have Not.
The Have and Have Not, so I couldn't stand it. I always say, hey, come watch it with us, come watch it with us.
Did your brother do any of this? Or is he trying to protect you?
He's always trying to protect me. Everything that happened to him is because of me. When he got in trouble with my parents, he's covering up for me. Every time something happens, he covers up for me. I can't let him cover up for me this time.
So did he help you turn on the gas and put the candles out?
No, I did that all myself.
Did you turn the gas on last night?
It was on this morning.
This morning too?
This morning.
Because the way he was telling it seemed like he was involved with the thing. But if you could give us a timeline of how it went, if he's just trying to protect you.
About, let's see, we got into it last night. Me and my dad, before they went to sleep, they got home from a football game. It was about 11 or 12. Chris calms me down. I go upstairs, he goes downstairs, everybody goes to sleep, but couldn't sleep. Something just snapped. Take my pillow, I go to my parents' room. About 4 in the morning, trying to smother my dad. I smothered my dad. My mom wakes up, tries to pull me off of him. It hurt. My dad tries to get back on me, but I know where he keeps the shotgun, so I go for it.
At no time during Cameron's confession does he mention the money woes his older brother described to investigators. He doesn't present a true motive for his actions, despite taking full blame for the attack. Cameron makes it clear to investigators that he's willing to take the fall for his older brother.
Grabbed the next one, I just stabbed him, kept stabbing him, kept stabbing him, kept stabbing him, kept stabbing him. Chris comes upstairs and hears what's going on. He tries to pull me off. I hit him with the shotgun. He goes down. I got rid of my tracks now. Just killed my dad. Choked my mom out. So I turned on the gas, light some candles, turned on the car.
Now, the younger brother who Chris described as fragile is depicting himself as a violent, malicious mastermind. Detectives continue to question Cameron about his actions and motives, all while wondering which brother is actually telling the truth. Sibling relationships, especially between siblings involved in violent crimes, can be complicated. A 2014 study performed in Sweden found that violent criminal behavior in siblings occurs largely because of family dynamics and environmental factors such as poverty, divorce, or lack of parental supervision. The major consistency between the brothers' confessions is the feeling that they both lacked attention and support from their parents. Feelings of abandonment could have led them to plan the violent crime they committed. The study also found that older siblings more commonly transmit risks of violent acts to their younger siblings rather than the other way around. The closer the siblings are in age, the more likely it is that this influence over the younger sibling can occur. Closeness in age is not the only factor that determines a younger sibling's vulnerability in the risk of following their older sibling's violent behaviors. The researchers also discovered that the nature of the relationship itself plays a monumental role in whether both siblings become violent. In the Irvin brothers' case, Cameron looked up to and adored his big brother.
It's my best friend.
Your brother?
He was looking after me when I was a kid.
Well, I want you to hang in there. You guys are going to get past this, okay? You want to see him for a minute? Your brother?
Finally, the detectives allow the brothers to see each other. Now that the brothers are reunited, Chris instinctively assumes the role of big brother by hugging Cameron, patting his head, and assuring him that it will all be okay. He asks his younger brother to tell the truth about his involvement.
I don't want the truth. My mom and dad are both fine, so maybe just be for real. It would help us if we cooperate. This was a bad idea. Just tell me the truth, bro. That's it. That's it. That's right, though. I love you, man.
Throughout their time together in the interrogation room, most of what the brothers say to one another is inaudible. However, it seems Chris wants this to end one way or another. Chris has already implicated them both in the crime, and he asks his brother to do the same thing.
Listen to me. Listen to me. These officers come in here and ask you what happened again. Just tell them the truth. It's going to show when they look at the house for evidence. You know what I'm saying? Mom and Dad were witnesses to everything that happened. I helped. Okay? You did not do that on your own. And don't try to take that on. I'm not gonna let you. You feel me? So, like I said, just keep it 100 when they come in and ask you. They're probably going to testify against us, but at least it's not going to be murder. Attempted murder, but not murder. It's different. That's what I'm saying. Just be honest. I'm not going to let you do this by yourself. Hopefully, Mom and Dad are okay.
The boys spend over 30 minutes together in the interrogation room. The entire time, Cameron barely speaks. When he does, it's usually away from the camera and in a very hushed tone. Chris, on the other hand, speaks more freely.
We're for that. They're gonna hate us forever and ever.
The brothers spend a few minutes discussing who they might call and what might happen to them.
Now see, this part right here really made me shed a tear. This boy, Cameron, loved his brother Chris so much. I'm talking about they was together so close. when I seen this and they started hugging, I couldn't do nothing but shed a tear. I'm not lying. I never, ever, ever seen two brothers this close. I'm talking about they were so close to each other. It looked like Cameron wanted to kiss Chris in his mouth. That's how deep it was. That young man was terrified. And, I can't blame him. Man, listen here, man. This story here is deep. And please, listen, take heed, and understand this spiritual warfare that's going on out here right now. Check the rest of it out.
I just tried to kill my parents. Nobody's gonna be like, it's gonna be like, bro, our lives. Why didn't we think about this? But they said they were okay. So I guess that makes it better.
They spend a couple minutes talking about the plans they had for the future, but most of the time, they just talk like normal brothers.
Damn, I want to see movies so bad right now.
Or they sit in silence.
Alright, Chris.
Eventually, officers come back into the room and escort Chris out, leaving his younger brother alone again in the interrogation room. Both brothers are handcuffed before leaving together. In the end, one singular motive for the crime was never determined. Although during interrogations neither brother admitted to using Xanax to drug their parents, at their trial, the boys claimed they suffered from a prescription pill addiction in the years leading up to the morning of September 5th. Yvonne and Zachary blamed the drug use, not their sons, for the attack. Chris and Cameron were both charged with 2 counts of felony aggravated assault and first-degree arson, along with several other charges. The DA pushed for the brothers to go away for 30 years, but their parents pleaded with the judge for leniency. Yvonne and Zachary asked the judge to sentence the brothers to 10 years, which is the lightest sentence allowed. Zachary Irvin told the court he saw Satan in the house that night, and he knew the devil, not his sons, was responsible. Since the brothers have been behind bars, Yvonne and Zachary have both paid them visits countless times. In 2016, the Irvins told Good Morning America, "We forgive our boys because that was totally out of character for them. They are not violent." As of 2024, the brothers have served 7 years of their 20-year sentence for the attack against their parents. They'll be eligible for parole in 2036.
Y'all see how the devil work? Now I ain't gonna point no fingers because I already know how the devil work. Y'all see how them demons can jump inside of your body without you even knowing? See, look, check me out, right? You gotta understand. This body and flesh that we living in ain't nothing but body and flesh. Now, we got these spirits and we got these demons and devils and, souls. Our soul inside of our body. So when them demons come and get inside of us, our body, mind, soul, and spirit, we don't know what's going on. So that's why we must remain educated. And if you ain't educated, you should get educated. That's why you gotta learn about the Bible. That's why you gotta pray. And that's why you gotta stay in tune with God. Because without God, you won't know about none of this and how it works. The only thing that happened, man, was, off in their house, right? They had the devil in there. Now, I don't know if they, attended church. I don't know if the guys attended church, but to me, I'm me just guessing, because I know how people is, and I know how, life is just from experience. experience, right? If they was educated and wise, if they had wisdom, knowledge, and understanding, I don't believe this would have happened. See, the devil was off in there every day. The devil ran all through their house every day and all night. That was the devil's playground. And then when the younger brother went back to bed, that's why he say he couldn't take it no more. Because when he was laying there, you know, the demons and devils, they got all inside of his body and they just took control. That's just how it go. They took control and he jumped up. He couldn't even, he couldn't handle it. He didn't know what he was doing until after it was over with. You see, the devil always want to kill, steal, and destroy. Keep that in mind now. This is real. This is really real. This is realer than real. I want y'all to understand this because I care about y'all. I love y'all. And this is why I created this channel, to educate y'all on this type of thing. And God, the devil is really real. A lot of people don't believe that God and the devil is real. Y'all see what happened, and y'all seen what happened when they got off in that interrogation room. They was just like, man, they didn't even try to do it until it was over with. They just had snap. That they snap like that, and that's how it be. You just snap because you don't know that you got that evil spirit inside of your flesh, inside of your body. I want y'all to please jump down in my comments and let me know what y'all feel about this story. I must say, this right here story is very demonic, evil, and sad. And I hope and pray y'all learn something from this video. Now, I told y'all, every time y'all come to my channel, I'ma keep it a bizuck. So by me keeping it a bizuck, I'ma let y'all know the real. I'ma keep it all the way funky with y'all. Right now, at this second, I want you to either pick up your Bible, read it, open it up and read it, or soon as you get some money in your pocket, go buy a Bible from anywhere, or get online and request. You probably can get a free Bible from anywhere. Stay prayed up and stay blessed up. Stay dressed up, stay looking nice. Don't let that devil win. You see what I'm saying? Attend church and be righteous, and you should be alright. So yeah, I just thought I'd bring this here to y'all because like I say, man, this right here, you gotta watch out for that. You know what I'm talking about. So yeah, I love y'all. Can y'all please make sure y'all hit that thumbs up button and bang on my bell for me and subscribe to my channel. Yeah, and y'all already know what time it is, baby. It's deuces, it's deuces, it's deuces, 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 it's deuces, it's deuces, it's deuces, deuces, deuces. Hey, hey, I'm out of here, man. Use your head, be smart.
You know me how I'm rockin', man. I gotta keep my shit in order. Tryna cop that house, man. The one to sit up on the water. You know me how I'm rockin', man. I gotta keep my shit in order. Tryna cop that house, man. The one to sit up on the water. You know how I'm rockin', man. I gotta keep my shit in order. Tryna cop that house.